I hope you guys are all okay and all good. Welcome to another video, and let's talk about Love, Simon. Also known as my favourite film of the year so far. For those of you who are in the dark, Love, Simon is the movie adaptation of Becky Albertalli's YA debut novel, Simon vs. the Homo sapiens Agenda. To say I have a lot of feelings about this film is something of an understatement. The book is one of my most favouriteest books that has come out in recent years. I absolutely adore it. So I was already really excited when I found it was becoming a film, and I've been kind of following everything that's been going on, and I was lucky enough to go to a screening of it early a week ago in Leicester Square with my lovely friend Kim. There was a Ferris wheel there, which was super fun. We got to go up and down this Ferris wheel. That was really cool. And we got to go and see the film a week early. I also went to see it last night because I loved it just that much. I think I got home, I think the first thing I did was booked my tickets for the opening day, which was yesterday. I have so many feelings and so many emotions about this film that I don't know how coherent this video is actually going to be. So let's top end it with the fact that I absolutely loved it. I thought it was such a true adaptation. I thought it was so perfect and beautiful and heartwarming and heart-lifting, and it just made me feel so happy. And both times I went to see it, I was in a cinema full of people, a packed out cinema both times I've been to see it. Once was a screening, so that's understandable, but once was like an actual one that people will have paid for. Both screenings people were whooping and cheering at the end, and all the wonderful things that were happening. It's a great film. If you are yet to see it, I thoroughly recommend that you go and watch it. It's so beautiful, and I mean, I cried a lot. I'm a crier as it is, but it made me cry big boy tears. It's such a great film. A lovely, lovely, lovely film. The thing that really struck me was that I can't quite get over how necessary this film is. I am so glad that it exists. And 14-year-old George could have really done with this film, which, I mean, that would have been like, what, 12 years ago? But he really could have done with a film like this, because it makes you feel so okay. It makes you feel so okay as who you are. And there are so many moments in the film that do make you feel that way. There are so many beautiful little moments that kind of, I don't know, you kind of come out just feeling suddenly so comfortable in your own skin and so comfortable being yourself. It's just such a wonderful thing for a film to make you feel that way. So I'm super glad that it exists for the young gays of the world. Young gays who will go and see this, and old gays actually, that there will be gays that go and see this film, that there will be queer people that go and see this film and will hopefully come out feeling the same way that I have felt, where you feel like you can take on the world and you feel like you can be yourself and it's going to be completely fine. It's just that kind of life-affirming, uplifting sort of film. It's, oh God, how many times can I say it's the best thing ever? From this point on, I can't guarantee that I'm not going to spoil parts of the film. So if you've not seen the film yet, you should probably click off this video already, because I don't want to spoil it for you. So feel free to click off this video now. I don't want to ruin anything for you if you've not yet seen it. But if you've not yet seen it, please go and see it. It's an amazing film, and oh God, I really hope it does well so that we can have more films like this. Jesus. Nick Robinson as Simon is the perfect embodiment of Simon, as far as I'm concerned. And I remember the feelings that I had while watching him on the screen were the feelings that I had when I read the book, in that I see so much of myself in Simon. I recognise so much of what he went through. I recognise that loneliness. I recognise that feeling like you're holding your breath and not knowing in yourself who you are, so you're struggling to tell other people who you are. It's perfect, and his performance of that and the way that he portrayed that on the screen was it was so excellent, and it felt so true and so honest. All of it just felt so very honest, and that goes for all of the characters. Everything felt so incredibly honest across the board from every actor in that film. You have Jennifer Garner and Josh Duhamel as his mum and his dad, and the interactions that he had with them just feel so familiar and just feel so, well, the one with his mum does, the one with his dad not so much, but like the one with his mum, it felt so familiar, and the way that they are with him afterwards. I don't know, it's just one of those things where I feel like this film is going to resonate with so many people, and so many people are just going to completely get it and understand those feelings exactly. And I remember that conversation with my mum. I remember that talk that I had with my mum, where she was just so worried about me not being able to be me, and she was so worried that I was going to lose myself. And I've never had that conversation with my dad, and it was amazing to see that on screen, that conversation between a son and his dad. And even more amazing was seeing Josh Duhamel crying. It was amazing to have that in the film. It was amazing to have two parents that are so very liberal and so very accepting of their son. It was so amazing to see that in the film. It was just, it's an amazing thing to see on screen. It's so great to have like I mean, like this shouldn't be something that I am so excited about. It shouldn't be something that so many people are so excited about, seeing a positive representation of a gay character on screen as a main character. This should not be a thing that we are so excited about in 2018. It should be a thing that's happening all the time. But this is kind of one of the first ones, as far as I can remember. This is groundbreaking and amazing to have on screen. I love the way that they shot everything with blue. I loved seeing Simon imagining all these different people that it could be, and the kind of flashbacks that he was having to that. I thought that was amazing. I thought that was so well done. I love the addition of seeing the aftermath of everything that happens with Martin. I hate him. I think he's the worst, but I think it's fair to say that everyone thinks he's the worst. In the screening that I was in on Friday, someone actually yelled in the cinema, "Punch him in the face!" And he fully should have. Here's a weird side note. Here's a weird tangent I'm going to go off on. It was amazing that Nick Robinson had like an average body. That feels like something I shouldn't be commenting on, but I'm going to comment on it, because in a world where all we see as, like, whether you're straight, gay, whatever, all we're seeing are people with these perfect bodies and these men with these chiseled abs and these like stunning bodies. It was so great that Simon Spier, who is no doubt going to become some kind of gay icon, gay role model from literature, just has an average body. I mean, I love looking at like KJ Apa running around the streets of Riverdale in the middle of the night as much as the next person. But we are so bombarded by images of these perfect bodies. It is great that there is a character, a teen character, because we've got to remember that in Riverdale they're meant to be teenagers and they are like ripped to shit. No complaints, but it's so great that we are showing an average body, someone who is not ripped. It's just a body. Does that make any sort of sense at all? It's just nice to see he's not jacked like some kind of superhero. He's just, and actually I think that's across the board for all the characters. They're just very human looking rather than superhuman looking, which is amazing. It's such a great thing to see on screen. It is such a human looking cast. That's a weird thing to say, but it feels like they're not like, it's not like a Hollywood sort of looking cast. They just look like real people. And that's not to say they're not attractive. They're all very attractive people, but they're not superhuman body type people. Does this make any sense? Or do I just sound like a dick? It's hard to tell. Basically what I'm trying to tell you is that you need to go and see this film. It affected me in so many ways. I cried an awful lot. There was a lot of myself that I recognised in the things that were happening. I remember being outed at school. I remember being sat there when my dad was making awkward gay jokes. I remember being sat there when friends of mine have been making awkward gay jokes and not knowing what to do because I am just sat there as a closeted homosexual. I mean, this was years ago now, but still. And it affected me in so many ways, and I'm so glad it exists, and I'm so glad that there are going to be, hopefully, a lot of younger queer people and non-queer people as well who are going to see this film and just see it as a norm. And it's not like, the reason I love the book so much is because the whole premise of the book is boy comes out, everyone is pretty much okay with it, and that's something that people need to see. I'm so glad it's a thing that people will see and that will be shown on screen, and I hope it does really well, and I hope lots of people see it, and I hope lots of people get something from it. It's a beautiful film, so massive thank you to the team behind that. A massive thank you to Think Jam for sending me along to the screening a week or so ago. A massive thank you to my Odeon Limitless card for meaning that I saw it again yesterday and that I'm already planning my third visit. I want to see this film numerous times. I feel like I'll see something new in it every single time. For those of you who've already seen it and are planning on going and seeing it again, look out for the giant purple unicorn in the Halloween party and the girl with the cat mask, because that is Adam Silvera, author of History Is All You Left Me. They both die at the end, and More Happy Than Not. And Becky Albertalli, author of the book At the Halloween Party. Oh yes. And also in his bedroom, there's a copy of Upside of Unrequited and More Happy Than Not on the shelf. Just little factoids that you pick up if you look up stuff online. I love this film. It's so perfect. Go and see it if you've not already seen it and you've watched this whole video and I've spoiled bits for you. I'm really sorry, but you decided to watch the video. I did warn you. If you have already seen it, go see it again. Also, comment down below and let me know what you thought of it. I would love to talk to you all about Love, Simon, the film. It's almost undoubtedly one of my favourite things that I've seen this year, and I hope it does incredibly well. That's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to put a thumb on it if you did, and subscribe if you want to see more things from me. I love each and every one of your faces, and I will speak to you soon, I imagine. Bye!